Hey friends, it's Jen from Gold Nutrition. Welcome back to my channel. Today is part 2 of my Makselife haul, so if that sounds good to you, then just keep watching. Hey guys, how's everybody? I am so excited. This is part 2 of my Makselife haul. I will link part 1 for you. In my first video, I showed you the 2022 version of the A5 inserts, and I talked quite a bit in that video about why I bought them, what I was thinking, all of that. But after that, I ended up realizing that I wanted to get a flagship. If you've been following me for a bit, then you know I am a disc-bound planner, that I pretty much exclusively use disc-bound planners. And what I have in here is not disc-bound. So in this box is my new flagship planner. And from what I saw of people that are on the review crew, now let me tell you, if you are new here, that I am not experienced with Makselife at all. This is my first time trying the Makselife system. And I talked quite a bit recently about my journey with goal setting and how I had taken a big step back. But more recently, I've felt ready and I've been setting goals for the last couple months and executing them, and taking a nice gentle approach has worked really well for me. So even though this is a somewhat more intense, or you could at least say quite guided goal setting system, it was a good time for me. And so let's stop talking about that and let's take a look at this beautiful planner. Oh, but what I was going to say is that the box matches the inside cover of the flagship planner that you purchased, from what I saw. And it is a beautiful box. I mean, really good quality box. You could definitely use it again. But ta-da! There is my planner. It is so pretty. All right, let's move the box. I'll also mention that I bought a few things. I bought this planner, I bought the washi, some bookmarks, and the markers. So there will be timestamps, as there usually is, down in my description box if there's something specific you're wanting to see. But this is just so pretty. Now, it's a beast of a planner. It's a big old planner. It is not a planner that I intend to walk around with, I don't think. If I wanted to carry it as my everyday planner and take it with me, that would be you would need a big bag. That would be a big, heavy on-the-go planner. But this is actually not going to be my on-the-go planner. It's not even going to be my catch-all planner. But as we look at it, I'll explain how I intend to use it. So this planner does come on O-ring, an O-ring style coil, if you call that a coil. And that's not my favorite, but I don't mind coils. O-rings, it's not my favorite, but I was okay with it. And this gold is a very kind of muted matte gold, which is okay. I'm kind of an extra kind of shiny gold kind of girl, but this is pretty. I like it. It goes with the cover. You do get a band, an elastic band that's attached at the back. And there was a variety of covers, and a lot of them were really pretty. But something about this cover, I don't know. I don't know what it was. I loved it. I just loved it. So this was the one I chose. So let's open her up. So I love the gray tabs. Here's our cover page. It says Makselife Goal Setting and Planner System 2023. I love the gray tabs. So this one says Goal Setting. The rest are monthly tabs. And then at the end it says Extras. So we'll look at all that before we open it all up. And what I'm also going to do afterwards is just briefly compare to the 2022 version, even though they're a different size. From what I could tell, the guts would be the same, and we could just kind of compare what kind of changes they've made. Now, the other thing I'm going to say as I open up to the goal setting part is that I went quite in depth on talking about, you know, what was in here. I didn't read everything word by word because, as you're about to see, it's a lot of words, but we did talk quite a bit about, you know, the guidance you're being given. So I'm not going to do that in this video. If you're interested in really hearing more about the goal setting system itself, then check out that video. We have our getting started, the steps, which I'll read you that. The 5 basic steps of her system are the compass assessment, setting intentions, annual goals and vision, monthly goals and weekly actions, and monthly reflections and quarterly review. So this is not a little bit of light goal setting. However, it's not as intense as I've heard some other goal setting systems are. I've been setting goals for quite some time, but I thought it would be a really great experience to have someone else's prompts to follow and maybe, you know, shake things up a little bit. This is the life compass that you use for your compass assessment. I'm a registered dietitian, but I do have some training in health coaching, and there's a lot of shared philosophy between health coaching and life coaching, and, you know, shared probably resources as well. So this felt very comfortable to me. It might be really scary to you, and that's okay. I'm going to be frank. I was not ready for something like this last year. I had a Clever Fox goal setting planner that was gifted to me that I reviewed. I could link that for you as well if that's something that interests you. And while it's different than this, mid-year this year, I tried to open it up and see if I wanted to play in it. And I took one look at a page and I was like, no, I can't do it. It was not the planner. It was me. So if you're in that space, that's okay. But if you're watching this video, it means you're thinking about it. You're preparing. You're in a stage of preparation. So that's okay. Here's the assessment scoring. So here it is. Here's your intentions. A lot of guidance on setting the goals, on how to write the goals, on the types of goals. Sierra Friend is the founder of Makselife, and she has some training videos here on YouTube where she really goes in depth on explaining the difference between stretch goals, progress goals, and maintenance goals. I don't know if she's the originator of these terms, but I like it. I like the approach, how she thinks about it. So yeah, I like it a lot. So, you know, it talks about how to do your annual goals, your monthly goals, your weekly actions. When I did the first order, I did it during the launch. So you got this year-end reflections book free. And I do give you a flip through of this in the other video. But I am going to use this, even though I wasn't in the Makselife system this year. I was working on goals, so I'm still going to use that. I'm going to start doing the pre-work. So maybe after I've kind of thought things through, maybe I'll come up with some annual goals. But at the moment, I'm starting with monthly goals, and I am okay with that. This is a nice little list of different things that might fall under these topics. But I think if you're new to goal setting, you can get really caught up in wondering, like, what category should this goal go in? And it can just like overwhelm you with all this stuff. Like, it doesn't really matter. If you're setting a goal and to you, it feels like it should go under fun and recreation, but maybe it could dually go under, I don't know, health and wellness, depending on what it was, then, you know, put it where it makes sense to you. It doesn't really matter. It's just guidance to help you get there. Use this space to create a list or mind map of ideas, dreams, and goals for the coming year. Have fun. The possibilities are endless. I talked about this in the other video, but I've never made a mind map before. I've made something that maybe is the same idea that I learned from a health coaching framework, but it's more, instead of a map where you have like something in the center and a lot of offshoots, it's more like building bigger categories and then subcategories and then subcategories in a more linear fashion, which I think that's how my brain kind of works. But I saw Tattoo Teacher Plans do a really cool mind map built off her word of the year, and I loved that. So I think that's what's going to go here. This is where you put your annual goals. Now, I saw some people talking about there were lines here before. We'll compare to what I have. I don't remember, but I actually would have preferred the lines. But I get why they took the lines out, because they're trying to let you more so customize it to how you want. And frankly, if I need the lines, I have boxes with lines from Mojo Jojo Plans that I will use in there. But that's all your annual goals within the different categories. You do not have to set goals in every category. I can tell you I'm not going to right away. Here's where you can put your vision board, which I am absolutely going to make. I kind of wish this wasn't here. I even kind of wish this wasn't here, but frankly, I'll just cover them up if I want to. I have made a wellness vision board every year since I started this channel. So I have 2 videos of me making wellness vision boards if you want to check those out. I love making vision boards, so I'm excited for that. Goal setting quick tips. And then we get to our months. Now, I will note, and I don't know, like, again, I'm not typically a coil planner user. I'm used to disc bound system where your monthly dividers are going to be like cardstock or, a different material. These are not. It's the same paper, which is a nice quality paper, you guys. It's a little tiny bit toothy, not real toothy. I'm not a paper expert either. But we have our little quotes on here. Building inner wealth is our definition of success. Who you become in the process of working towards your goals is as important, if not more than, crossing the finish lines of achievement. Yeah, I like it. And then we get into our monthly spread, which does have a little color. I'm normally not someone who wants color in my planner, but I'm not probably not going to be decorating this planner. I might for joy, for fun sometimes. But it's mainly going to be a functional planner for me. And I'm not even sure how I'll use the monthly spread, or if I will, because again, this isn't going to be my catch-all or my all-the-time planner. I'm sure I'll use it in some fashion. Then you get into your area of listing out your monthly goals for January. Then your weekly actions. And this is a reflection page. And then this is a lined vertical layout. Now, the reason I got a lined vertical layout is previously I was kind of off and on using a lined vertical happy planner to map out my weeks so that I could identify where I had space in my weeks to do things beyond, the typical day-to-day stuff that you have to do to take care of a family and go to work and all that stuff, but where I could fit in things that were, goal related or fun related or whatever it was. And that was working out pretty well for me. I do have a video showing how I was going to try doing that. I didn't do it every week, but I did it most weeks. And in the Happy Planner Lined Vertical, there is a box at the top. They kind of have, it's a little bit smaller, but they have a box at the bottom. So I'll probably use it in the same way. What I would do is just fill in times on here. In the box, I would write down what the weather was going to be. And also sometimes I was pre-planning my work outfits. It was very, very helpful to me because my schedule is so packed. And whenever I would use that planner, I felt it. I felt how helpful it was. But in terms of like my day-to-day, this layout doesn't work well for me. I like using more of a horizontal style. And then I would kind of take what I would learn in here and apply it to my on-the-go planner, which is a half letter. So, but I love this, and I love that we have some habit trackers here in the sidebar. And yeah, really nice. I think I'll also be planning my dinners in here. So I think this is going to be a wonderful functional spread and really makes sense for it to be in here because it's going to help me figure out if I'm being realistic with how many weekly actions I'm planning and how I'll fit them in. So it just repeats each week. You get your page where you can list your weekly actions, and then you get your weekly spread. I did purchase Washi. It came as a set of 2 that is hourly washi. So you can turn this to an hourly layout, which I love. So, okay. So how you would use it, it lines up nicely and it gives you half-hour increments, which I also love because I prefer that. And it would go like that. So I'm not going to keep that there, but let me hold it up closer so you can see. I like how it doesn't take up much room because I write really large, and so then I would end up taking up a lot of room, like writing in times. So I'm very happy. And I have to say, I had purchased a washi that was similar to this to try to use in my happy planner, and I bought it off Etsy, and it said it was a handmade washi. Well, first of all, it wasn't a good fit. The numbers didn't line up well, and that wasn't the Etsy shop's fault. It was designed for a different planner, but also it was very difficult to work with. It was very thin, and it would, oh goodness, I'm making a mess of this. It would rip. It was really hard to work with. This feels very much like it will not be hard to work with. So I'm happy about that. And I'm so happy it was a set of 2. I actually didn't even realize that when I purchased it. I believe it cost about $4.50, something like that. So I guess, that's, and I had a discount to use at the time. But if you at the time that this is going to go up, Cyber Week, I think, will be over and everything, but I have a referral link down in the description box that I think can save you $5, and then I get a shop credit. So, if you think you're going to buy something from Makselife, then take advantage of that discount. And if you do, well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right. So that just continues. Then I'll show you just each. Oh, and then at the end of our month, we get our monthly reflections. And what I really like is that it's not a super ton of room. So it gives you the opportunity to reflect, but also to just be concise. And it doesn't have to take, it feels overwhelming to me sometimes when you get these reflection areas and it's pages and pages. I mean, I think it's such a worthwhile endeavor, but at the same time, if I don't have time, I don't have time. So I like this. You certainly could add something in, or I believe you might get like some notes pages. Yeah, it looks like you maybe get some notes pages at the end. So if you wanted to expand, you could. Now, I'm so used to a disc-bound system where you can just pop a page in. That's why I love the discs. So it is going to be an interesting experience for me to get used to not being able to do that, but that's okay. Part of the reason that I went with the Flagship, beyond the fact that I thought it was beautiful and I needed a lined vertical, was that sometimes I get carried away with the fun of being able to change up my disc-bound planner, and I didn't want to be pulling this planner apart. I'm going to keep it for sure. I'm going to reflect on it when it's done. And I don't want to be distracted by all of that. I want to be focused on what I need to do when I pick this planner up. I'm still going to have fun inside it, but I think you know what I mean if you're a disc-bound planner. So let's just take a look at each monthly cover page, and then we will look at the final sections. So February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. And then lastly, we have this tab that says extras. Okay, so we have some future planning monthly spreads. So 2023 and 2024. It feels crazy to say that year. And just some soft muted colors. And the only thing I think I might have skipped over is I know you get quarterly assessments in, at least you did with the other system. And I wonder if they're, let's see, so January, February, March. Let's see if it's between March and April. Yes. So I'm sorry, I skipped that. So at the end of each quarter, after your monthly reflections, you have a new quarterly compass assessment to do. And then you go into your next month. So excited to try this. So after the notes pages, you have a nice folder, which I wanted to know if this fits in here. Oh, it does. It fits very nicely. Okay. So nice folder. And then you get some stickers. And then you also have an accordion pocket there. But you have a nice accordion pocket here, and that feels quite sturdy. I don't know if I'd want to put something like super heavy in it, but maybe, oh, this is just the strap. But yeah, it's nice. You could put stickers and or whatever, you know, papers or things, resources. Yeah, very nice. Okay, so I flipped back to the beginning of the goal setting section. Now here's the A5 inserts that I got, and they came with this like frosted plastic cover. They're unpunched. I am a disc bound planner, like I mentioned, so if I do punch them and use them, they're going to go on discs. But you can see that the overall look of things has changed quite a bit. So getting started, but you know, the content looks to be pretty much the same for the most part. I mean, it looks like there's some changes, but from what I'd heard, you know, people who are more experienced with the system saying is that overall the content is the same, but the look is, I think, nicer in here. And the other thing I wanted to compare is the colors on the Life Compass. So let me do this. The Life Compass, it always looked to me in pictures like it was really bright colors. And also the weekly spreads used to be colored, and I really didn't care for that. So that also kind of swayed me away from buying this before. But when I got this in person, this wasn't that bright. It's not like super vivid. However, I prefer the colors in the 2023 version better. But I will tell you that if you're interested in it, this, the A5 inserts, when I bought them, they were marked down to $30. I don't know if they're still available because they did just have Cyber Week going on. So I don't know if they sold out of them. But that was partly why I purchased it at first, because I was like, oh, this is a really affordable way to try the system. I also had a coupon and a discount code, so I didn't even pay $30, I should say. Anyway, I think that the part of the reason that they changed these colors were to go with their new markers. So we might as well look at that while I have this out. But in terms of the assessment pages, you know, those look basically the same. So the system itself hasn't changed, just more so the look of things. But again, if you wanted more in-depth discussion about the content there with the goal setting, then check out that other video. So let's look at the markers, and then I did swatches, and we'll hold them up against these and we can kind of look at the colors. But I will tell you, I'm not a highlighter user. I'm not even really much of a marker user up until now. But the idea of like being able to color code in this system sounded really useful to me, and it also felt fun to buy the markers that matched. So I did. I've seen some criticism online that they look too much like mild liners. I can't really weigh in on the topic. I only own 4 mild liners and I kind of use them, but yeah, again, I'm not big on highlighters. So I can't give you like the very best review, but I can at least just show them to you. So they come in this tube, which I like. It stands up, so that's nice. I've actually decided that I'm probably going to keep this planner on my nightstand. So I'll probably keep the markers in the drawer of the table, and I'll keep them in there, or I might put them in a pouch. But here they all are. So they're meant to match the compass and, you know, the categories. You know, and to match these life categories. And each marker is labeled with the category. So this one is spiritual and personal growth. And it also indicates which side, because these are double-ended, which side is chisel and which side is bullet. So that's your chisel tip. That's your bullet tip. Yellow is personal. Oh, and I don't think I said, this one is spiritual and personal growth. Financial. Work and learning. Health and wellness. Family and relationships. Physical environment. Fun and recreation. And the Makse gray, which is meant to match some of the writing in here, I believe, like where it says something that, like final step, stuff like that. So here are the swatches that I did. And let's compare it to these compass assessments. So, I mean, I think they are decent. And honestly, I have to say that I was watching a video where they were swatching this health and wellness one, and I didn't think it looked like it really matched, but seeing it in person, I do think it does. Let me, after we look at the other week, well, actually, no. Let me open back to, so here's where we're setting like our monthly goals. So it's not like perfect matches, and actually work and learning, well, I guess, you know why? Because it's meant to match this emblem here, because it's kind of an ombre. Well, is it? I don't know if it's an ombre, but I think that's the part it's meant to match. It's not perfect. It's close enough that I don't think it would bother me while I was using it, but on this page, it's not perfect. Let's look at the weekly actions. Yeah, again, not perfect, but pretty good. Let's look at the, you know, the colors in the compass assessment from the 2022 version, just in case that is the one that interests you. I mean, the same thing, like, oh, here. Yeah, it's more off with these, I think, because that's personal. See, like, work and learning, like, it's a lot lighter. But honestly, I mean, it's close enough that I think it would be fine, personally. But it depends on you, because you're the one who's looking at it. The last thing I picked up were these bookmarks, because I'm used to having top tabs and side tabs in my planner, and I really use my top tabs. I love them. So when I saw these, I thought I should get them or it would drive me crazy. So why don't we pop them in? The only thing is that I wish like they'd kind of done maybe kind of like what Happy Planner does, where they make each subsequent one like a little wider so that the tabs will be spread out. These are all the same, so they're all going to be the same, but they are labeled. And I think, you know, since this isn't my all the time planner, I don't think I'm going to mind too much. So let's open. Oh, I see. Okay. So this one says this week. So I guess it would be up to you if you wanted to put it on your weekly actions or if you wanted to put it in the week. But I would probably put it in the week. It snaps on quite easily. Okay. It's nice and secure in there. It says just begin. Cute. This one says monthly goals. So I think these were the annual goals. Let's see. I guess if you wanted to, though, you could put it on your monthly spread if that's what you were wanting to mark off. But here's the goals. Yep. And then this one says my vision. So let's see. So you could put it here in your vision boards, because I mean, that's how a vision board works best, right? If you're constantly coming back to it. But I think what I'm going to use it for right now is to mark off where I'm at with the goal work, because I'm going to just start by reading through all of it first. So I'm just going to put it right here in the first page. And then as I'm working through that, I'll move this to keep my place. But then after I'm completed all that work, I'm going to put it in my vision board. So I'm happy with those. And they did also give me a die cut sticker. It says Makselife. It says Makselife, a way of life, a mindset, or a mindset, a way of life. Yeah. But yeah, cute. So that's cool. Maybe I'll put it in this pocket. No, I'll put it in here maybe. They had also sent me this one, Embrace the Messy Bits, in my other order. I was kind of hoping to get the elephant because everyone talks about the elephant, but I didn't, but that's okay. I did actually, you guys, order the pen pouch. It wasn't available, and it became available during the Black Friday sale. So I was able to get 15% off. So that was cool. So maybe I'll get it in there. Okay, guys. So that was my Makselife haul. I am super excited to give this a go and to share it with you as well. And you know, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I really, really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart anytime you like one of my videos, because it indicates to the YouTube algorithm that it's a video worth watching, and then they'll share it with more people. And also, you know, I'd love it if you're not subscribed, if you would consider subscribing. And speaking of which, when you hit that subscribe button, make sure you put the bell to all so you get all notifications for future videos. And also in the comments below, let me know what you think of these items. Let me know if you're trying Makselife this year. And, you know, also let me know what you want me to share. You know, I think when I get going in this, it might be kind of messy and personal, and I might not share it right away, but I will definitely do check-ins. And also I will have more planner setups for 2023 coming, and a dedicated video to my planning system in 2023 and how I'm going to use it. So, I hope that you will join me for those. And that is going to do it for this one, you guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye.